The mountain trail was swallowed by a thick, gray fog. Elias stood at the trailhead, feeling the damp air turn his map into a useless piece of wet paper. He could only see 3 feet ahead. Every instinct screamed at him to turn back to the safety of the valley. He took a single step forward, his boot sinking into the soft, cold mud. This was the start. He did not rely on the path he could see, for the path was hidden. Instead, he reached into his pocket and gripped the brass compass, a gift from his father. It was his only anchor in this white void. He walked for hours, his muscles beginning to ache with every steep incline. The fog remained dense, a heavy curtain swallowing the horizon. He felt the mountain's resistance, but the needle pointed true, and so he pressed on. He reached a fork where the trails split. One path looked wide and flat, an easy escape. The other was narrow, steep, and jagged. His eyes begged him to take the easy way, but his faith in his father's instructions whispered otherwise. He chose the narrow path. He climbed until his lungs burned like fire. He slipped on loose rocks, his hands scraping against the rough, unforgiving granite. He did not stop. He trusted that the path led to the summit, even though the peak remained invisible. Then, the wind shifted. The fog tore apart like a silk curtain. Below him, the clouds stretched out like a vast, white ocean. Ahead, the peak stood bathed in a brilliant, golden sunlight. He had reached the destination he could not see. The world opened up in a silent explosion of light. He sat on a flat rock and looked back. He realized the fog was not a barrier, but a test. He had moved forward because he trusted the direction he was given. The burden of needing to see the entire route had vanished. The journey was never about the clarity of the path, but the consistency of the step.